I'm Greg Farrell. I'm the Senior Category Manager here at First Lite for Whitetail, and this is the nitty-gritty of the transfer pack. This is really the ultimate one bag does it all whitetailers pack. And what I mean by that is it's incredibly feature rich, but also serves really well as just, a simplistic day pack, depending on the style of hunting you do. If you're a run and gun type guy or gal, this is gonna carry your sticks, your bow, your tree stand, your saddle platform, everything you would need to be incredibly mobile. If you already have stands set and you just need it to function as a day pack, it does that as well. So we'll dive into some of the external features first. On the top of the lid here, you're gonna have two pockets that are easily accessible from the outside. These are great pockets to store stuff that you need to use really often, right? Maybe your headlamp, you store some of your climbing gear in here, things of the like, extra accessories, gloves, hat, anything you want to be able to access really easy from the outside of the pack. These top lid pouches are great for that. Moving on to the side of the pack here, first and foremost, you have a couple compression straps. These are multi-function. They work to compress the pack if you are using it in like day pack mode and you don't want as much volume. These are also a great place to strap sticks to the outside of the pack, climbing sticks, while you're walking in. So these are your compression straps here. These are on both sides of the pack. You also have two sections of MOLLE webbing. What I really like to use this MOLLE for is any of my smaller accessories. It's a great way to hold screw-in tree steps. They slide right in there. Pruning shears. These also serve as an attachment point for any other accessories you may want to add to the outside of the pack. You can strap it to the MOLLE webbing, which works great for that. On the outside of the pack as well on the side, you have a really stretchy kind of dump pocket. I love to use this dump pocket for an Nalgene if I'm carrying a water bottle in. This is also the pocket I probably use the most when I have it in the tree for shoving extra gloves, hats, things that I'm taking on and taking off while I'm in the stand. This serves as a really good dump pocket for those. On the front of the pack here, if you're looking at the front panel, there's a couple things going on. First and foremost, we have these two kind of gear straps that run horizontally across the front of the pack. These, like most of the straps on the pack, are going to be multi-purpose. One thing that these work great for is when you are using the bow carry mode. This is going to kind of secure your bow to the front of the pack. The other thing I use these a lot for is it's great for strapping my rattling antlers to the front of my pack if I'm carrying those in. Or even if I have like a bulky jacket or a bulky pair of bibs that I don't want inside my pack, these work really good to hold those. Down towards the front here, you have two additional front pockets. Both of these, again, are gonna be for gear that you wanna access all the time. I love to keep my handheld tree saw in here. It's a really great place to store it, easy to get to. These are also big enough to actually hold an Nalgene, so if you wanna stuff additional layers of clothes in here, it works good for that. On the bottom of these pockets, you're gonna notice these little loops. These loops serve to set your bottom cam in of your bow if you are carrying your bow in the pack. In addition to that, the right front pocket actually has and comes with a bow rope that stores in that pocket. So you no longer have to remember to bring your bow rope in with you. You can attach this to the bow, your bow at the base of the tree, climb up, and then you just pull your bow up and you can shove this rope right back into the pocket. So that's that pocket. As you can see, both have the cam loops. These are adjustable. So inside on both of these pockets, you have a glide. You can adjust the length. If you have a bow with a bigger cam, your loop gets bigger, or you can make it smaller if you have a bow with a smaller cam. As I mentioned, you have these two front straps that go around your riser if you choose to do so with your cam in that lower loop. And then also in the back of the pack, there's a little hole here with an additional strap that stows away when not in use. And when in use, this can wrap around the top cam of your bow or higher up on the riser to really secure it nice and tight to the front of your pack. When not in use, easily shoves into its own pocket. This pack does come with hip pockets on both sides. Again, more external storage for gear that you need to access fairly often. This is a great spot for a headlamp, extra of release, or things of that nature. One note on all of the straps on the outside of this pack. If you're using the straps, they're great to have, but if you're like me, you don't like to have straps hanging off your pack when they're not in use. So every single strap on the outside of this pack actually has, and I'm just going to show you one here, but it has a stowable compartment. So if you don't need them and you want less stuff on the outside of your pack, you can go ahead and stow any of the external straps in its own compartment and they're not hanging off the outside of your pack. So with regards to the kind of shoulder straps and hip straps on this pack, these are kind of in between like a true Western mountaineering, very rigid shoulder straps and hip strap, but it's definitely not a floppy like day pack either. So you do have memory foam in both of the hip straps and the shoulder straps, so it's going to be really comfortable even under load. There is an adjustable sternum strap on here as well, so depending on how long your torso is, you can use the quick detach to move that up or down for your sternum strap. With the hip belt straps, they have the strap keeper that serves to keep the extra length of your strap from flopping around depending on how you have the hip belt adjusted. So one of the notable features of these lid pockets is both of these pockets have dual zippers. And what that allows you to do is, regardless of whether the pack is hanging on the right side of the tree or the left side of the tree, you can orient these zippers to either side of these pockets, and that's going to allow you to open up regardless of what side of the tree the pack's on and get to those pockets without having to reach all the way around the tree. So that gives you some nice adjustability depending on where you're hanging that pack when you are in the tree. So for converting your transfer pack from kind of pack mode to tree stand carry mode, you always want to remember you start with orange and you end with orange. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to start with these two orange load lifters, and you're just going to simply disconnect them from the load lifters on the pack. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to unhook this zipper safety strap. You're going to take this big U-shaped zipper, you're going to go all the way around the pack, and you're going to disconnect that from the pack itself. Next, you lift up, pull down, and that will disconnect the actual frame of the pack from the bag itself. Once you have the back panel detached from the bag, this is where you can now attach the stand to the back panel itself. For easy reference, on the back of the bag, there is actually an instruction sheet. Now, on the back panel itself, you have this really handy strap storage stuff sack, and this allows you to just kind of shove straps in without having to wrap them up, twist them up, organize them. So if you just pull all these straps out, what you're going to notice is these straps are color coded. So your horizontal straps are a little bit lighter. They also have the orange bar tacks on them. And then your vertical straps are a little bit darker in color and don't have any of the orange bar tacks on them. So if I unhook all my straps, and I'm just going to lay them out, organize them horizontal and vertical. And I'm going to simply take my stand, I'm going to lay it on top of the frame itself. You can orient the stand in either direction you like, whatever your preference is. I prefer to have the seat oriented down so it's not up above my neck when I'm walking through the woods. So once you have the stand oriented on the back panel itself, you're going to want to start with the vertical straps. So I'm going to go ahead, grab my first vertical strap. You can run it through any opening or hole on the tree stand. You just want to make sure that you have enough room between the two connecting straps to tighten it down. So I have my vertical strap run through two holes in the stand. I simply tighten that one down. I'm going to repeat the process on the other side with my other vertical strap. Get that one nice and tight. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the horizontal straps. And now my tree stand is secured to my back panel. All right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to connect our pack back to the back panel. The first thing you're going to want to do here is loosen up all 4 compression straps. So you have 2 on each side. So I like to unhook them, just get them as loose as possible. That'll make your whole reconnection process easier. Okay, then I'm simply going to take my pack and I'm going to lay it down on top of the tree stand itself. Now, with the pack laying on top, all I have to do, because I have the tree stand actually connected to the frame is I just simply take these compression straps and I can loop them through any point on my tree stand, reconnect them to the loops on the pack, reconnect them. I'm not tightening them down yet. I like to get all 4 looped through first. And then once I have all 4 compression straps reconnected, I'll then go through, tighten down both sides evenly. And my pack is connected to the stand. The last step of this whole process, if you remember when we started, we went orange to orange. When we finish, we want to go orange to orange again. So you have 2 options here. One, you can take your orange and reconnect directly to the load lifters, and that's going to help support the weight of the stand when you're carrying it. Or 2, in this case, I have a much smaller platform stand. If I wanted to, I can actually go right to the orange loops back on the pack. And that is going to allow me to really cinch this pack and frame nice and tight. Now, if you have a bigger platform stand, you may not be able to get these all the way to the orange loops on the pack. You just want to make sure in that case they'd be connected to the orange loops on your load lifters. Now that my stand is sandwiched between my frame, my pack is connected to the stand, I can go ahead and throw my pack on, and I'm ready to go. All right, so next I want to walk through how this pack can function as really a tool and a resource once you get into the tree as well. So I have my tree stump here. I've simply screwed in a single screw-in tree step. You can use one of those, you can use a hook, any variety of tools that you have. If you have some type of strap carabiner system, you can use that as well. And basically once you get into the tree, the great thing about this pack is as much of a tool in the tree for organizing your gear as it is getting your gear to the tree. So you simply unclip the lid clip. There's a reinforced loop here. You're gonna take that and attach it to whatever type of hanging system you have in your tree. That's how you hang the pack. That immediately gives you access to this internal lid compartment, which is mesh, so you can see through, see what's in there. Again, you have zippers on both sides. So regardless of if you're hanging your pack on your left side in the tree or right side, you're gonna have access to that pocket. The next thing you can do is if you undo your center strap here, and then you can simply zip down both of the expansion zippers, and now you've just maximized the volume of the pack. It also gives you even easier access to the internals of the pack while you're sitting in your tree stand. So this becomes a quick place where you can dump gear, you can grab gear out, you can use the internal mesh organization pockets to be changing things out throughout your sit. If you need heavier gloves, you need another hat, you can have easy access to those things. Maybe it's your grunt tube, your rattling antlers. All of that stuff is easily stowed away and pulled out when you actually need it. Now, if the weather turns foul on you and it starts raining or snowing, the other option you have is instead of the lid hanger loop, you can actually use the reinforced grab handle as your hanging point, and then the lid will naturally cover the pack opening, which is going to keep any rain, light snow, etc. out of the pack. This pack itself is DWR treated, so it is going to be moisture resistant, which means it's going to keep all of your gear dry during those pop-up rainstorms, or if you get a little bit of snow coming down you during a sit in the tree. So in addition to the internal lid pocket, the inside of the pack actually offers an additional 6 mesh pockets, which is going to allow you to see gear very easily, grab it when you need it, switch things out, etc. So 4 of those 6 pockets are these dump style pockets, which are great for gear that you want to access often and quickly. And then you also have 2 larger zipper closure pockets, both on the back panel and on the front panel for more secure storage as you're going into and out of the field. So that's the nitty-gritty on the transfer pack. This pack has been in development for over 2 years. It has a ton of field time. It's really best in class in terms of what's available for the whitetail hunter who needs his pack to do everything for him. We're super excited about it. We know you will be too. If you have any additional questions about the transfer pack, please feel free to reach out to our customer service team. They're always happy to chat with you, and we'll see you out there.